So I sent him one record and he didn't love it. He didn't say I didn't love it, but he just said, could you send me something that's a little bit more me? But like with M, he had the respect at least to treat me like a peer and say,
Eminem in a position where he could be labeled as one of the top 10 rappers ever. I don't think so.
You have this feud with this guy.
I don't feel any type of way about it. I mean, I'm like asleep in my tour bus. The guy drops an album with like 3 songs consecutively talking about me.
Eminem is the only rapper that nobody ever wants a problem with, including myself, man. Eminem is like...
If he were to come at you
yeah,
with like a industry beef, what would you have done?
Run. You don't want a beef with Eminem.
The clarity, I got my clarity just studying M. But then I heard Marshall Mathers LP, I was just, how does that work? What is he doing? How is he putting his words together like that? His time is impeccable, you know? When he want to fall off, the beat is impeccable.
The one Grammy I have is for Crack a Bottle. I couldn't even have that without him. You know, and that's why I have so much value for him, one of my best friends, because I can trust that he's going to be honest with his constructive criticism when it's time to listen to the music before it goes out.
Eminem is arguably the greatest rapper of all time. Many rappers have mixed opinions on Eminem, which starts with Snoop Dogg, as Snoop has a very interesting take on Eminem, as Snoop thinks Eminem had a good career, but it definitely is not in that top 10.
Eminem in a position where he could be labeled as one of the top 10 rappers ever. I don't think so, but the game feels like he's top 10. You understand me? I ain't got no time to play with it. It is what it is. It's like, cuz did that. But when you talking about this hip hop that I can't live without, I can live without that.
Now, Eminem would end up responding to Snoop Dogg in his track titled Zeus, where Eminem would say the lyrics, "As far as squashing beef, I'm used to people knocking me, just not in my camp. The last thing I need is Snoop dogging me. Man, dog, you was like a god to me. Nah, not really, I had dog backwards." As Eminem would further discuss his issues with Snoop Dogg during a Shade 45 interview, where Eminem would say, "Everything he said, by the way, was fine, up to a point. It was the last statement where he said, far as music I can live without, I can live without that. Now you're just being disrespectful. And it caught me off guard. I was not ready for that." As Snoop Dogg would end up responding to Eminem's interview by saying, "Pray I don't answer to that soft stuff." However, he would end up backtracking his words a few months later, as Snoop Dogg during an interview would say, "I was wrong, bro. Do you forgive me?" As Eminem would later respond during an interview sharing the two had resolved their issues with one another.
I don't remember if I called him or he called me, I can't remember, but yeah, we talked it out, and I think that there was a miscommunication at the time in regards to him being on my album, the Mathers LP. And I think he said the way that he took it was kind of like that I don't with him.
After this beef was over, Eminem and Snoop Dogg would even perform in the Super Bowl together with the other old school artists, while even releasing a song together titled From the D to the LBC, where they pay homage to their hometown cities. However, there's been multiple old school rappers that have talked about Eminem's career. We would even see Lil Wayne and Kid Cudi talking about their experiences working with Eminem.
I just was like, man, let's send it to him. You know, the worst that could happen is he doesn't. Man, I got him on the phone. I had to tell him, I was like, yo, bro, like, you destroyed it.
You know? I already know.
Like, he, it was like, you know, because I was nervous, because I was like, man, like, I'm like, gonna get Eminem on my song, he gonna body me on my own.
As Lil Wayne would even go on further discussing how he made sure that Eminem didn't overdo him on his own song when he collaborated with Eminem.
You're probably the only person that did a record with M that they said that M didn't body. How do you feel about that?
I can humbly say I expected that you're not gonna do me this. Either we gonna be right here with it and just make a beautiful, wonderful, great song, but you ain't gonna do me that. And so that's what we did. Yeah, we just made a wonderful, great song. I ain't hear nobody ever say nobody body each other, nothing like that.
Somebody very close with Lil Wayne that would also speak on Eminem would be Toronto rapper Drake, as Drake was on tour and he surprised the crowd with an Eminem appearance, where he would go on and say this before they perform, giving very high praise for the GOAT.
For the greatest rapper to ever get on a microphone, he goes by the name of Eminem.
As Eminem would also go on to work with Akon in their hit song together titled Smack That, as Akon would reminisce on how professional and talented Eminem is in the studio.
Working with him made me look at the business different, because he was the first artist that I worked with that actually treated business like a real job. He comes in at 9 a.m. every day to the studio, takes his lunch break at 1, and is out of there by 5 p.m. First day I came around 6. I'm expecting, okay, we're gonna do an evening session, get this studio. Oh, M just left. Yo, M, where you at? He said, I'm out of here. I said, well, I'm at the studio, I just got here. You coming back? He said, I'll be back there at 9 a.m.
This would then even lead into another collaborator of Eminem. Nicki Minaj would speak on her experience on being able to work with such a great artist.
I sent him one record and he didn't love it. He didn't say I didn't love it, but he just said, could you send me something that's a little bit more me? But like with M, he had the respect at least to treat me like a peer and say, you know what, I think it's, but I don't think it's me. And I just was like, I respect that so much.
As we would then even see 50 Cent share his backstory with Eminem. 50 Cent, who has had a very long friendship with Eminem that has lasted now over 2 decades, originally signed to Eminem's first record label titled Shady Records. From becoming friends in the early 2000s to then performing at Super Bowl 56 together, 50 Cent has had a lot to share about Eminem's unbelievable music career, where he would first hop on an interview to say this.
It's not a lot of those artists that actually get into the songwriting, real songwriting, and move those talents over. M, one of the guys from that platform that made it to that point, like that is that strong of a writer. And he means more to music culture than people give him credit for.
As 50 even followed it up stating how Eminem can handle anybody he wants, and that he is the best diss track maker in the entire music industry.
You gotta be careful or you'll get handed to you on the track, man. Like, he'll get to you. If he's in the right headspace, he'll do it to anybody in music.
Everybody knows Eminem is still one of the greatest rappers in today's game. Who could forget the time that MGK switched up his entire genre of music by the time Eminem was done with him? However, 50 Cent wasn't done speaking on Eminem either, as he would share this in the year 2014.
The one Grammy I have is for Crack a Bottle. I couldn't even have that without him. You know, and that's why I have so much value for him, one of my best friends, because I can trust that he's gonna be honest with his constructive criticism when it's time to listen to the music before it goes out.
As it's great to see that even 20 years passing since signing to Shady Records, these two are still extremely loyal and best friends until this day, as Eminem feels the exact same way to 50 Cent.
Not only like a business partner to me, it's one of the best friends I've ever known in the world. I would say that it's much more fun to be his friend than it is to be his enemy, because this guy is relentless.
Despite everyone sharing their love and the highest respects for Eminem, Eminem has also shared that newer rappers such as J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, and even Big Sean have inspired him to make even better music in today's age. Eminem would even say, "My role in today's hip-hop is always to try to be the best rapper. That is it. That's how I want to feel inside. I can't do that until I listen to what J. Cole just put out, what Kendrick just put out, and I'm thinking, oh, these dudes ain't playing, and I don't want to get swept away in that shuffle. I still want to let everyone know who I am." As while Eminem is giving these rappers their praise, they have already shared how much Eminem meant to them growing up and even starting their own music careers because of the GOAT, as J. Cole would even go on to share how influential Eminem was to his music career.
I speak for myself, I'm such a huge Eminem fan, and especially from his first 3 albums, I was like all the way in. You know what I mean? I'm still all the way in because he's still amazing. But you know, that was a point in my life, a very pivotal point in my rap career. My rap, my first song I ever made was literally just biting Eminem and Nas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you go listen, you would hear both influences.
As he would then even follow it up sharing how crazy of a fan he was of Eminem while growing up.
It's silly how big of an Eminem fan I am. You know what I mean? Like, select group of like top-notch people that I worship. You know what I mean? And that Eminem was literally at the top of that list. My first song just sounded like an Eminem bite.
Which would even lead into Kendrick Lamar's reaction, as he would share during an interview that Eminem is easily in his top 5.
Give me Jay, give me M, Pac, give me Big, and give me Snoop. These are the cats that inspire me like the most.
Now Kendrick Lamar would continue on, stating that his rapping attributes largely came from Eminem.
The clarity, I got my clarity just studying M. But then I heard Marshall Mathers LP, I was just, how does that work? What is he doing? How is he putting his words together like that? His time is impeccable, you know? When he want to fall off, the beat is impeccable.
Even throughout Big Sean's interview, he would also speak very highly of Eminem while mentioning their collaboration song titled No Favors.
You know, I think he's been back. I don't think he ever left, but I feel like Eminem throughout his whole career has just tried and been very successful. Obviously, at everything. He's the biggest rapper of all time.
It seems as if all rappers just love Eminem. However, there is a few that took their chances at dissing the GOAT, as the beef between Eminem and Ja Rule was one to remember. It is very evident that Eminem still has some very harsh feelings towards Ja, as their feud started off way back when 50 Cent was first starting his own music career in the rap game, as 50 Cent decided to talk to Ja Rule about signing to his label at the time. However, Ja Rule would then laugh in 50's face, as then even going on to diss 50 Cent in a track, stating that he was jealous and that he was the official rapper of Queens and not 50 Cent. However, things would even get physical to the point where Ja Rule and 50 Cent threw hands at an Atlanta nightclub. However, where does Eminem come into play? Well, as many as you know, 50 Cent went on to sign with Eminem's record label, and one of the first singles that he released was titled Wanksta, which was actually a diss track directed at Ja Rule. Ja Rule would then come back with a diss titled Loose Chains, which not only went after 50 Cent, but it also went after Eminem, D12, G-Unit, Dr. Dre, and Eminem's daughter.
Like, I wasn't even gonna say nothing, to be honest with you. I didn't even address them directly until, like, Ja had said something about Haley.
Which is exactly where Ja Rule made the biggest mistake of his music career. He made the mistake of mentioning Eminem's daughter Haley in the lyrics, where he would say, "Em, you claim your mother uses, and Kim is known to get around. So what's Haley gonna be when she grows up?" This is when Eminem decided to come back in full force. Sources revealed that Eminem sat in a studio for 2 days. He then released 2 diss tracks on Ja Rule. The first was being Hail Mary, which featured 50 Cent and Busta Rhymes. He then released a second track where he literally tore Ja Rule's entire character down, as this song was titled Do Re Mi, as these 2 tracks destroyed Ja Rule into bits. Line for line, it was straight up dissing towards the rapper. However, when everyone thought that Ja Rule was done, Ja would then respond with another diss track titled In My Eye. This is now going down as one of the weakest diss tracks of all time. It was so bad, Ja Rule practically lost his entire fan base, and it all started because he decided to drop a diss track on Eminem, and more importantly, mentioning his daughter Haley. However, what really won fans over to Eminem's side was this interview he did weeks after releasing the diss tracks.
But also at the same time, wanting to be a father, and if there ever comes a day that I would have to pick one or the other, you know, I already know what it would be. You know what I'm saying? I would walk away from all of this.
Shortly after that interview, Eminem would begin sharing a new look in the industry. He would even publicly state that he believes Jadakiss is a top 5 rapper, as he would even react to the news then in an interview, describing how much it meant to even be acknowledged by Eminem.
You know, at the end of the day, I'm just a humble person, you know what I mean? A big iconic figure like Eminem to, you know, acknowledge my work is a beautiful thing.
Another old school rapper, The Game, would even share how Eminem is one of the most lyrically talented rappers to ever exist during an interview, even sharing how he wouldn't even ever want to be in industry beef against him.
Eminem is the only rapper that nobody ever wants a problem with, including myself, man. Eminem is like,
if he were to come at you
yeah,
with like a industry beef, what would you have done?
Run. You don't want a beef with Eminem.
This would then even lead into another rapper that tried their chances against Eminem, which would be MGK, as MGK's reaction to the entire Eminem diss track would then be revealed to the world.
You know, I know your feud with Eminem. Was Eminem a hero to you? Because
yeah, for sure.
The guy's a great rapper. Does it personally, you have this feud with this guy?
I don't feel any type of way about it. I mean, I'm like asleep in my tour bus. Guy drops an album with like 3 songs consecutively talking about me.
Later on, we would even see older rapper Redman share this during an interview.
I called Eminem yesterday. I talked to Eminem yesterday. Yesterday was his birthday. Happy birthday again, Em. And on how, you know, when Eminem do something, it's not just a song. It's not just a freestyle, it's a statement.
Even then leading into Logic, speaking on his hopes of collaborating with Eminem, where he would say,
but Eminem,
because he's gonna rap. So I gotta make sure I do my best to keep up.
The exciting part is these two would eventually go on to make a collab song in the year 2019. Then jumping into rapper Westside Boogie, as he detailed the first time that he ever met Eminem on a radio station interview.
When's the last time you talked to Eminem? Is there any truth to that? Do you not talk to him very frequently?
I seen Marshall 2 weeks ago.
Okay, where at?
Detroit.
He still comes around, like,
oh yeah,
fairly
studio.
frequently?
If you want to catch him, just go to the studio.
Okay, I'm pulling
there
up.
every day.
Really?
Pull up, man.
Okay.
He's going to be there. It's like a 9 to 5 or